Hey, this is FlyWire on the road, and I'm Scott Perdue on day 2 of Sun and Fun 2025. So what's happened today? Well, woke up a little bit cloudy as well, but it burned off, and the wind's blowing pretty good out of the east. But pretty good attendance here, quite a few airplanes. And one thing I noticed is the crowd. There's a lot of younger kids in the crowd. You know, we're talking 20s and 30s. And that's pretty awesome to see. I'm saying, I might even go venture to say that less than half of us had white hair. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. It's a show that there might be some future for aviation, general aviation in particular. So glad to see that. Hey, I forgot to tell you, this is where I'm staying. It sounded fun. I forgot to tell you about this kid who I bought some oil at one of the vendors, and they drug it out. Bought it for the T6. It uses a lot of oil. And got into talking about this kid. He's local. He's 19. He graduated high school. He's almost done with his A&P. He'll have it by the beginning of summer, you know, and then he's going to start heavy into flight training, and he doesn't know if he wants to be a professional pilot. Maybe he wants to be a mechanic. Maybe he's, you know, wants to raise a family and be home every night. He's thinking about all these things. I was absolutely amazed. Here's a youngster who's really got his stuff together, and he's thinking ahead and planning ahead and going forward. And I was pretty awestruck by that. So good on him. What else did I do? I went to the Day2 G100UL update, and They talked about some of the issues that are confronting GAMI marketing the G100UL, the unleaded fuel.
But keep in mind, if you look at our specification and you take off G100UL and just, you know, de-identify it, it looks exactly like an ASTM specification. It's got all the same tests using the same ASTM test procedures. It just doesn't have at the top of it, this is an ASTM specification. It is everything exactly like an ASTM specification, plus the enhancement of the detailed hydrocarbon analysis that does not exist in an ASTM specification. And the FAA issued an order which they amended back at about the time we were starting the project back in 2011 or 12. It's an advisory circular 24- Tim, you remember the class B, I think, at the time. And that advisory circular says that you can go and get an ASTM specification, or you can do a private specification. But if you do a private specification, in order for the FAA to approve it, the FAA must make the FAA must or will make a determination that it is the equivalent of an ASTM specification. And that is exactly what the administrator of the FAA did when the STCs were approved, was they made a determination that this specification for G100 was the equivalent of an ASTM specification.
And most of that centers around people complaining about fuel leaks and staining. But the reality is that if your airplane's leaking with 100 low lead, then it's going to leak with G100 unleaded. So you need to fix that. If it stains, it's going to stain as well. So fuel leaks, you got to fix them. Anyway, that's one thing to take care of. Otherwise, there's no real big difference. Update your 20 or 30-year-old seals. That might help, both in your fuel sump drains and other places like that. So there's that. Update on Mosaic I heard about today. We actually talked yesterday, but I wasn't able to catch it. Is that it's the rule's not out, final rule's not out, but they're expecting it to be in August. And frankly, they're saying that it's probably going to cover about 70% of GA airplanes. So, in other words, a lot of these can be flown and on light sport tickets, and they're going to do away with the weight limit of 1,300-ish pounds. So that's pretty good news. So that's kind of the down and dirty for day number 2. Day 3 is up tomorrow. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on FlyWire.